Don't you just love Scotland in the summertime? Absolutely tipping it down out there. So I'll just sit in the car a little bit longer, I think, before I go out to my next job. I think everyone's going to be taking cover anyway, so we can wait just now. Mind you, they say it's good for the garden. Well, hi folks, I'm just getting ready just now, heading out for a wee job. It's the Pilgrims walk today, around about where I am. People going about and about to find St Margaret's. Well, she's got a shrine, she's got the abbey where she was, there's the palace where she lived. So we'll go around some of them today, get a few pictures of folk out wandering about having a look, and then down to Limekilns later on for the regatta. Hopefully the tide's going to be in this time, because I popped down yesterday and the tide was out, so that was a bit of the downer. And we've got the raft race just after it, so that should be a laugh if nothing else, especially if this weather keeps up. It's quite windy as well out there, and the last thing they want is to get blown out into the Forth. So we'll have a look about, see what's happening, and fill you in later on. Okay, so I'm still in Dunfermline. You can see behind me part of the palace that's here. I'm in a bit called the Pens, which was an old gatehouse for the Abbey Guest House, the church and the monks' quarters. It was also enclosed as one part of it. This was the main gatehouse coming through, which you can see at the back of me there. You can see underneath. I'll give you a better view of that when I get under it. But a bit above it was actually housed Dunfermline's first ever damask weaving loom. This became actually quite a big part of Dunfermline, damask linen. It was the main industry for the next 200 years. That was in 1718, so it kind of lasted quite a while. And as you can see under here, this is the old gatehouse. You can see all you can see where the gate was in there, and at the back of me you can see where the hinges would have stood probably. It's all chiselled out or broken out. And as we've come out through here, we're in St Catherine's Wynd, which takes you up to the Abbey. You can see above me there's the windows, that's where the loom would have been held. And then down in the back here, part of the palace grounds. And as I turn round, you can see Dunfermline Abbey at the back of me. So quite a historic wee area this. We've actually got walks going on for the St Margaret's pilgrimage, because St Margaret actually lived here way back when. Let's check up here. There's a bit of wall, a plaque on the wall which gives a bit more information. Apparently King Charles I was here between 1600 and 1649. He was actually born in the palace behind us on the 19th of November 1600. Second son to James VI and First and Anne of Denmark. Last king to be born in Scotland. That's a bit of history, eh? Let you have a little look at the sign. Maybe even read it. Just stick it on pause and you can have a wee look at that. So as we walk down into the glen, you can see the Abbey at the back of me, which is over my head. This was bought for the people of Dunfermline by Andrew Carnegie. You can see down here some of the grounds. This is only a small part of it though, to be honest. This goes right back in Dunfermline's history. We're coming down now to the old tower, or at least what's left of it anyway. I'll give you a wee bit more information on that when I get down there. can actually see some squirrels down here as well. The glen's got a lot of squirrels kicking about, and people feed them with nuts and whatever, and bird seed and everything like that. So they're pretty tame. As I was saying, here's some of Dunfermline's wildlife. Little grey squirrel. Quite a lot of them around here. It's a shame there's no reds actually. There's its pal peeking its head up at the back. And up here we've got some big fat wood pigeons. In the hollow there's a little river, a wee burn flowing. See it down there? Yep. Now, if we come around here, we're actually by Malcolm Canmore's Tower. Apparently there was no actual record of this until about 1070, where he celebrated his wedding with Princess Margaret. And it says that the name here, Dunfermline, is actually taken from three Celtic words: Dun, which is a hill or fort; Ferram, bent or crooked; and Lyn, line or whatever, which is a pool or running water. So basically it's a hill fort on a bent or crooked river with a pool in it. I think it's easier to say just to say Dunfermline. The tower itself is said to be about 2 stories with an attic, 52 feet from east to west and 48 feet from north to south, containing about 20 small apartments. You can tell I'm reading this, can't you? Before the roadway to the south, which was a western access to the town, was formed, the tower perched on its peninsular rock. It was almost impenetrable fortress. Apparently this fact no doubt led to Dunfermline's motto, Esto rupes in excessia. I take it that just means you're not getting in, pal. And there's an old quote, I don't know where it comes from: "The king sits in Dunfermline town, drinking the blood red wine." Well, sounds like quite a nice little time he had of it then. So we'll go up the hill here, through the steps. Up here we'll find what's left of King Malcolm's Tower. Let's change hands here. There we go. It's a bit grubby through here, but hopefully it'll be worthwhile. It's been a while since I've been up here. And I can see some rocks and that look like a bit of a tower. Big pigeons sitting looking at us. As we come around, here we are, coming up these very old stairs into the area that was Malcolm's Tower, which is behind me. Doesn't appear to be a lot left of it, but when you think it's this area, it's over, well, it's about 1,000-year-old this. Not too bad, I suppose. Not quite as good as the view you get when you look back round here. Zoom up. And you've got the top of the Abbey, which was around the same time. So we're in the Abbey graveyard at the moment. We're going to go and see if we can get into the Abbey. It looks like it's open, so I can let you see the old part at least. You can see behind me all the gravestones there. This goes back quite a way as well. There's a tree, where is it? Over here. Let's see if we can get it in it. There, we've got that tree there. Is apparently where William Wallace's mother is buried. So a little bit of Braveheart history there for you. And Robert the Bruce's body's buried in here as well. Well, most of it anyway, we believe. So we're coming into the Abbey now. Here. This is where it gets a little bit dark, but I'll let you see all the windows, all the stonework. I have to keep my voice down a little bit in here, but we'll let you have a look round. As you can see, the stained glass in here is absolutely stunning. If I come around, it's even more on this side. And when it's lit right, there's actually all the pools of light, the coloured light in the floor as it streams through. And then we have the main window there above the main front door. And as we zoom out, you can see the pillars. We've got up at the end here, it's like an altar. And then under here, we've actually got a crypt. But I have no idea how to get into it at the moment. As we turn there, we can see more of the old nave. You can see that some of the pillars have been replaced, but there are a lot of originals there as well. And if you go up high, there's the roof. Then as we come out of the Abbey, through the back door here, you can see, if the light picks it up and changes, the palace. Well, the ruins of the palace, this is what's left of them. But as I was saying earlier, 1,000-year-old, it's still in reasonable, well, there's no roof, I suppose, and no floors in between, but that's what history does for you. Without all those trees at the back there that have a stunning view. You take you right over to Edinburgh and Lothians. Yes, and it's always something that amazes me. When you're away on holiday somewhere, you always, well, I always find some of the places that are sort of historical interest or just something a bit different. But when you live somewhere, you kind of take it all for granted. I mean, Dunfermline here, I've lived here all my life. I'm 50 now. The Abbey's been here a lot longer than I have. The Palace grounds have been here a lot longer than I have. We've got a saint from here, we've got kings and queens that have lived here. We've got world famous philanthropist Andrew Carnegie that lived here. And people don't really take that much interest in it a lot of the time. It's just it's something that's there. As I say, when you go abroad on holiday or even to another part of the country, you always tend to find all the interesting places and have a look around them all, but you just ignore your local stuff, which is a shame really when you find that your own place where you come from will have so much history in it, or places of interest, that it's actually well worth just coming down and having a look. Go to your local library, local museum, just find out what's there and just take it from there. Find out about where you're from. I mean, Dunfermline, ancient capital of Scotland, that's an amazing thing. I mean, it's now over to Edinburgh, but you can see Edinburgh from here. You can actually see Edinburgh Castle from here. It makes you wonder why they moved, actually. It's a lot nicer in Dunfermline, I think, than Edinburgh at times. Alright, Edinburgh's kind of built up a bit. Dunfermline's got a lot of charity shops, but it's still an amazing place. We've got a great football team here, we've got the history, we've got the glen that you can go for a walk round. It's a place that you just want to come and visit. So why don't you? Come along, have a look, see what you think of the place, make your own little YouTube video of it and see how that goes. I can feel another little rant coming on at the moment, I think. I'm just coming to part of the entrance, one of the entrance doors to the Abbey here, and there's a big plaque up on the wall that looks, it could be in Latin, it's not something that I can read very easily, in fact not at all at the moment, but it looks like some little scrote has decided, somebody called, looks like T. Dewar, has decided that they're slightly more important and they want to score their name into it. Now, I hope you see this, and I'm not bothered if you come and see me or whatever, but I hope that you get embarrassed by that at some point, because there's absolutely no point to it. You've just defaced something that's, well, I can't even tell how old it is actually, I can't see any date on it, but it's been there for a good long time, and you've just come along and scored your little name in it, you little scrote. Absolute waste of space, that's all I can say to you. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it gives you a little thrill there for what you've done. But you're not actually doing anything good. I've just found, looking at one of the gravestones here, which is behind me there, you have a look at that. There's actually a little plaque at the bottom of it, which says, if I zoom in on it, I'll actually do it like that, then you can pause, have a read. That's pretty interesting. First Protestant minister of Dunfermline, who died on the 23rd of April 1598. Wow. Had 9 children by his wife Isabel, and completed the Scottish Proverbs in alphabetical order, which I have to be honest I've never read, hadn't even heard of, to be honest, as well. They were published in 1644. So that lets you know how old this graveyard is. I mean, it's absolutely ancient. It's a lovely place to just come and wander through though. That big pink building at the back of me, where's it gone? Might just see it through the trees there. There's a big pink building. I'll try and zoom in a wee bit. You can just see a bit of it over my eye. Is the Abbot House. We believe that's where the Chief Abbot lived. It's currently closed at the moment due to not having any money, which I think is actually ridiculous. It's a historic part of Dunfermline, and I think that it should be kept open for part of the history. You can see at the back of me here as well, just in this little area that's zoned off. I think I mentioned this in one of my other videos. Our local archaeologists actually digging it out, and they found a load of gravestones that have been buried through time. So that's looking quite interesting. That'll be really good when that's all dug out and cleared up and we can actually see what's there. But again, empty beer bottles. You know, you carry it out with you, it's full. At least you can do is take it to a bucket when it weighs less, or take it home with you. Or maybe I'm just a little bit too sensible. And here's a priest, I'm not sure which one it is, but he's holding the artefact of St Margaret. I don't know what part it is of her, but apparently it's a shoulder bone. Oh well, it's crazy that they all get a bit of each, eh?
There is no artefact left in the world, we have got the only one.
Oh wow, that's a handy bit of information. And we're all lining up now, so I guess that means I should get into position and get ahead of them. At least we'll get a start. Okay, so led by the Dunfermline District Pipe Band, we have the whole parade, led by Archbishop Leo Cushley, and the artefact, which is apparently the shoulder blade of St Margaret. We just see them coming up now from the Lewis Canadian Gate. with Andrew Carnegie in the background on his plinth there. Okay, so I've made it down to Limekilns now. The regatta's just about to start by the looks of it. The fireboat's just spraying water over there. Got the piper belting out some tunes. And we'll just have a wee peek over here, see what we can find. There we go. Yacht joining in. Boat out there, the fireboat's up. That's spraying some water out there. Now here's something that's quite interesting. Ineos, who are one of the big companies up at Grangemouth, I've got the shale gas boat going up. Now that is interesting. Okay, I'm down in Limekilns again. We've moved from the regatta side. We're over to the other little beach down by the old harbour. And you can see in the back here we've got some of the rafts that are going to be taking part. We've got Alec who's making a lot of noise in the background. And hopefully we'll get something going. I've just seen the name of one of the boats though, the rafts, which is actually quite scaring me because I know who's going to be on it, and it's called the Bikini Boy. This could be really scary. Back comes the flotilla, there they are, right there in the fourth.
By getting its face painted, we're doing face painting.
At least I've got the wind behind them now, so they should be coming a bit quicker. Okay, so we're down at the raft race now. It is absolute chaos, is the only way to describe this. The rafts are all collapsing. There's one that's still hanging in there, but it's just come out to the lead. They've got round the second buoy, but they're heading towards the pier quicker than they are heading back. This could be quite interesting. I think they've actually given up now. They're just lying, lobbing water balloons at each other. And this one is totally cracked. If it wasn't for duct tape, I don't know. Oh, there we go. Perfect timing. Okay, so it looks like we have the Brucin out in the lead. We have coming back in the water here. We have some swimmers off one of the boats. That's the Bikini Boys. Don't know why they're out there. I think they're after one of the boats. We've got the New Zealand guys out there giving it their everything, which is a reasonable amount. And last but not least, we're going to find who they are. I have no idea who they are, but they're finally all on their raft, what's left of it, and they're going for it. And there's some of the flotilla at the back who are acting as safety boats. And we've got a rib out there as well somewhere. There he is. He's a safety boat, or the main one anyway. New Zealand guys are still going for it. There's the Bruce still going. I don't know if they're going for each other or if they're just trying to wave or what, but no, they've missed. Now we have the Bikini Boys throwing what's left of their missiles, which are water bombs, at everyone else who's in range. And unfortunately, that's what's left of their raft. Well folks, just come up from Limekilns. I've been turned out to what looks like quite a nasty RTC. I'm not going to let you see too much of it, but the collision guys are in the background. But it just proves that not all my work's fun. So I'll have to go home and edit that out just now. Road's totally closed off. Got the pictures, so somebody's in for some bad news by the looks of it.